Good afternoon. How's everyone doing? That's good. We're gonna play some some original music for y'all. And this first one's called Sunshine. So we are Slugger, and we're so happy to be here. We've all played, I guess, here in different situations, but never as this band, I don't think. And I guess there is always an educational element to playing at the museum, since this is the Jazz Museum. So if there's any questions, we're happy to take those in between songs, so maybe collect those. To give you a little background on the band, we're formed here in New Orleans, and all the music that you're going to hear today is written by people who've been in the band and who are in the band. So that last song, who wrote that last song? Was that Max?
Sure. More or less.
More or less, yeah. So it's a collaborative process in this band where an idea is brought and then we kind of work through it and work out the arrangement or sometimes the melody or something like that. And that song we recorded recorded a couple years ago with George Porter Jr. on bass. And this next one is called Sewanee, named after the music festival in Florida.
Thanks, y'all. This time we're going to feature Sam Cuslin on the vocals. This is a song written by Max on the guitar. This one is called Ghost.
The ghost of an old love came haunting me. The ghost of an old love that I had longed to see. The moonlight cast a shadow of the past when the ghost of an old love haunted me. Cornfield, chilled to the bone. I was out in the cornfield, not quite alone. Spirit in the dark, it tugged at my heart when the ghost of an old love haunted me. And the wind howled through the trees like it does every All Hallows Eve. Lay there and shook like the branches and the leaves when the ghost of an old love haunted me. The ghost of an old love came haunting me. The ghost of an old love that I longed to see. The moonlight cast the love of the past when the ghost of an old love haunted me. A phantom in the moonlight stirred in my soul. A phantom in the moonlight, it lands icy cold. All through the night it filled me with fright when the ghost of an old love haunted me. And the wind howled through the trees like it does every All Hallows Eve. And I lay there and shook like the branches and the leaves when the ghost of an old love haunted me. Ghost of an old love haunted me. The ghost of an old love came haunting me. The ghost of an old love that I had longed to see. And the moonlight cast a shadow of the past when the ghost of an old love haunted me. you very much. I guess, are there any questions or anything like that that pops up?
Where else do you guys play around town?
Well, I guess we played at the Maple Leaf. We just released a single, and we did our release party there at the Maple Leaf. Play at festivals, play at Tipitina's. Just kind of depends on where there's a gig for us. Are you from New Orleans?
Lafayette.
Oh, so close by. Yes, sir.
You know, growing up in the 70s, I always heard groups being referred to as a supergroup. And I read an article that referred to you guys as a supergroup. I never quite understood what a supergroup meant. Is there any way you can describe that? Or you get 10 times the fee?
Well, usually a supergroup refers to. I tend to think as a supergroup referring to people older and kind of more storied than someone like me. But I mean, Terrence is a guy who plays with George Porter Jr. No.
We didn't label ourselves that. Whoever wrote that article.
But a supergroup usually, I mean, a supergroup would be like if you took, I don't know, Paul McCartney from the Beatles and you mashed him up with, I don't know, Skrillex, yeah, or Vinnie Colaiuta on drums or something like that, and you have a bunch of big names and you put them all together. So I suppose in our city, perhaps we're known for whatever we do. You know, we all play with lots of different bands in different contexts, in jazz, you know, more traditional jazz contexts, and maybe hip hop, maybe in I don't know, indie groups. It just kind of depends on what we're working on. But this is a group that we all play in together and write together with.
Yeah, I think that mostly comes from a group that is comprised of people who are from who are known from working with previous groups. So like when we started this group, I played in a band called Naughty Professor for more than a decade. Terrence has played with George Porter for about that long, 13 years. When we started the band, Sam was not our first keyboard player. We were playing with a guy named Joe Johnson, who was playing with Tank and the Bangas at the time. So I think that was kind of where that came from. And when the band was new, we didn't really have much of an identity. So I guess that was kind of what we were labeled as, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Now we're just a group.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions?
No, I have a question.
Yeah.
You guys sound great, but the piano, I don't know if it's because they are seated, I don't hear it as much. I mean, I would like it to, you know.
That piano, or this organ.
Yeah, the piano I do hear it,
Uh-huh.
but it's sort of like
Yeah.
out, and I'd love to hear it more.
Oh, maybe we can get a little more.
You guys are the experts, and I'm ignorant, but you know.
Oh, it might just be the mixer where you're sitting, so maybe we can get a little more piano in the.
It's
in the
also
house.
it's also possible if you sit more in the middle of the room, where you're farther from like the drums and the guitar amp, that you might be able to hear the piano a little better. I think we're a little louder than most bands that play in here. Probably. Yeah.
Was there a question at the back? Yeah.
How do you guys describe this? How do you
You had a pretty good description of it. Yeah.
What, fusion?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to say fusion, even though that is a word with some pretty negative connotations a lot of times, just because sonically, I think the instruments that were used kind of when jazz fusion was created are pretty dated and kind of rough sounding these days. But we're definitely, combining elements of jazz, funk, gospel, and R&B. So yeah, it is. I would say I think that is a fitting term, even if it's not the sexiest.
Okay. We'll get your question after.
That's Terrence Houston, the Groove Guardian, on the drums. That was a song called Necessary Evil. This next one is one written by Sam on the keys. This is a newer one. It's going by the name Slug Tune. He named it himself.
think someone had a question, but it looks like maybe she left. Okay. Well, we'll play another tune, and then if y'all have some more questions, we'll be happy to answer that. Again, we're Slugger. That's Terrence Houston on the drums. That's Noah Young on the bass. Max Bronstein on the guitar. My name is Sam Cussling. Here's one that Max wrote. This one's called Silver Lining. Back when you were still mine, too late to take the time. Under beneath this mind, righteously out of sight. Ocean is deep inside, digressing in the tide. Before you go, I might breathe in my last lies. Back when you were still mine, too late to take the time. Oh, I can take it home and hear it all alone. I said I'm fine, I'm mine, I'm on my own. Don't need no broken bone. Sinking in some more. Baby, listen, then you'll find the door. You made me so into I find you make me so into you. I find you make me so into you. I find you make me so into you. Silver lining. Me so into you. I find you make me so into you. I find you make me so into very much. Thank you, thank you. I think this is the last chance for questions. We probably got time enough for one, maybe two more. Yes.
So 2 songs ago, your piano sometimes sounds like a piano and sometimes sounds like a synthesizer or something. How do you do that?
I don't know. I guess probably what you're hearing is actually the mix of the guitar playing. Yeah. So the cool thing about that song, two songs ago, that's the one that I wrote. I wanted Max to play the melody with me, and the doubling the melody kind of. It's almost like an underline when you're writing an essay. It's like, oh, listen to this. So I wanted to highlight the energy of the melody. So great, thank you.
It wasn't even that was just the double. Yeah.
I think it was just doubling it, yeah. But he does have an effect that goes up the octave that makes his guitar sound not like a guitar. So.
Sometimes I forget that it's on.
And sometimes he forgets it's on. So. They definitely doubled sometimes their melodies, but they also doubled their guitar lines a lot. So they would. I mean, they were notorious for spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in the studio, and doing it all on tape where they had to cut it. So they would have maybe a whole day just dedicated to a guitar solo, and they would do take after take after take, and they'd take the best parts of it, and then they'd mesh it into one cohesive solo. And that's something that now you can do very cheaply. You just have the power of the computer. But back then, there was a guy that had to do it with a pair of scissors. So, any more questions? Okay. I think we're going to play one more tune. Oh, I'm so glad. Oh, good. I'm so glad. That makes me happy.
Oh yeah, they usually have the sound pretty dialed in here, and we want to say thanks to Danny and Travis and the whole crew at the New Orleans Jazz Museum for hosting us. Like Sam said earlier, this is the first time that we, as Slugger, have played here, so we definitely hope to be back, and want to say thanks to all of y'all for coming to check out the music. I think we're going to try and squeeze in two quick ones before 3 o'clock. I want to let y'all know if you want to check out more of the band, we do have some music out there. We have a brand new single out called Headbanger. It was a collaboration we did with the amazing Angelica Jelly Joseph, who's a local singer here who you may know from singing with Galactic and Tank and the Bangas, and check that out if you're interested. Here's another one by Max. This one's called Come Around.
Girl, stop what you're doing. Can't you see just what you're putting me through? Oh, think trouble's brewing. There's just no telling what we could do. And I feel so high, my feet don't touch the ground. And I can't tell you why, but I go crazy whenever you come around. Ooh, just start pushing. I can feel your heat up on me now. You move when I'm not looking. Love comes out of nowhere to bring me down. And I try to say goodbye, but my lips don't make a sound. And I can't tell you why, go crazy whenever you come around. Yeah, so many voices going through my head, telling me you're doing me wrong, wrong. I remember what my mother said, don't go messing with them girls who like the rock and roll song. I've been going crazy, dreams of you flashing back and forth in my mind. Won't you come and save me? Can't seem to leave this love behind. And I close my eyes and the rain starts falling down. And I can't tell you why, but I go crazy whenever. Yes, I go crazy whenever. Yes, I go crazy whenever you come around. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. We are Slugger. Please look us up online. We hope to see you soon.